Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that takes complex documents, research papers, patents, you name it, and we really dig in to find out what matters.
Exactly. We try to extract the key insights for you.
And today we are plunging into a fascinating space where, like, cutting-edge science meets your everyday life. We're talking beauty, skincare, sun protection,
hmm
and how some of the biggest players out there are innovating, often behind the scenes, to solve problems you maybe didn't even know were, well, problems.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff happening in cosmetic labs.
Our focus today is a specific patent application. It's US 22501953788A1, and the assignee is L'Oreal, based in Paris.
Corot, L'Oreal, everyone knows them. They're not just a name in beauty, they're arguably the global leader. Huge reach.
Absolutely huge. Skincare, makeup, hair, they're everywhere. And they pour, well, a ton of resources into R&D. They're constantly trying to push things forward.
And their patent portfolio really shows that. It's vast. It reflects that heavy investment in science and technology.
So this particular application, it's actually set for publication in June 2025, I believe. It gives us this really unique peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, a glimpse into how they approach innovation in skincare, how they protect those new ideas. It's the science that ends up in products loads of us use.
Right, products on our bathroom shelves.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive, isn't it?
Mhm.
To take this, quite technical document
Definitely technical.
and pull out the core ideas. We want to understand not just what L'Oreal is patenting, but maybe more importantly, why it matters.
Why it matters for your daily routine, how skincare products might change.
And maybe even where the industry is heading. It's fascinating how they're tackling what seems like a simple consumer issue with some really complex chemistry.
Okay, let's jump in then. This patent focuses on compositions for skin. It involves a specific UV filter, and this is key, a coloring agent.
It's about making products work better, essentially.
So let's unpack this. Before we get to the solution, what's the actual problem L'Oreal's trying to solve here? What issues do they lay out in the background section?
Well, they highlight a couple of ongoing challenges in cosmetic formulation. The first one is probably the most familiar to all of us. UV radiation.
Sun damage.
Exactly. UVA rays, UVB rays. We hear about them all the time.
Yeah.
UVA, those longer wavelengths, they're the main driver of photoaging.
Like wrinkles, loss of firmness.
Yeah, loss of elasticity, pigmentation spots, wrinkles showing up sooner, all that long-term stuff.
Okay.
And then UVB, the shorter wavelengths, they're more about the immediate damage. Sunburn, redness, what doctors call erythema.
Right, the painful part you notice right away.
Both contribute to skin issues, short and long term. And to fight this effectively, you need sunscreens, protective products that have a pretty high concentration of UV filters.
You need enough active stuff in there to actually block the rays properly.
Precisely. You need robust filtering efficiency. So that's one big challenge.
Yeah.
Getting really good high-level UV protection.
Makes sense. So that's problem one. But you mentioned a couple of challenges. What's the other one? You said it caught your eye.
Yeah, this is the one that's maybe less obvious, but super frustrating for consumers and a real headache for formulators. It's about color stability.
Color stability in sunscreen.
Well, think about tinted sunscreens or foundations with SPF, BB creams, CC creams. Lots of products combine sun protection with color.
Right. Yeah, I use those.
So these products use coloring agents, often pigments like iron oxides, to give you that tint, that coverage,
Yeah.
even out your skin tone.
Okay.
The problem is these pigments can be sensitive to light. When you're out in the sun, the very thing you need protection from can actually degrade the color.
Wait, so the sun can make the color fade?
It can fade, yeah, or it can subtly change shade. So you might put on your tinted moisturizer in the morning, it looks perfect. But by the afternoon, maybe it looks a bit patchy or the shade just seems off because the color itself has been affected by the light exposure.
Huh. I think I've maybe noticed that without realizing why. It just doesn't look as good later.
Exactly. It's a real aesthetic issue. And for the people making these products, the formulators, it's a serious dilemma. How do you pack in enough UV filters for high SPF and make sure the color stays true all day?
Because the UV filters themselves might interact or just the sheer amount needed.
It's complex. Achieving both strong UV protection and long-lasting stable color in one nice-feeling product has been, well, kind of a holy grail for cosmetic chemists for a long time.
That makes so much sense. That frustration when your foundation shade seems to betray you by lunchtime. So, okay, we have these two big problems. Needing high UV protection and keeping the color stable. What's L'Oreal's big idea, their solution in this patent?
So the core solution they're putting forward is a specific kind of composition. The title basically gives it away. Compositions containing bis-ethylhexyloxyphenol, methoxyphenyl, triazine, and coloring agent.
Okay, that first part is a mouthful.
It is.
Let's call it BMT. Is that what they call it? The abstract mentions this complex chemical name.
Yes, BIM is the common shorthand, thankfully. The full name is 2,3,4-bis-4, 2-ethylhexyloxy, 2-hydroxyphenol 6, 4-methoxyphenyl 1000, 3-cenour triazine.
Wow. Okay, BEMT it is. So this BEMT is the hero ingredient.
It really seems to be the key innovation here, and this is where it gets really clever, the core insight from this patent. It has a dual function.
Dual function.
Yeah. BEM is known to be a highly effective photoprotective agent itself. It's a broad-spectrum UV filter, absorbs both UVA and UVB. Very good at that.
Okay, so it's the sunscreen active.
Right. But crucially, what L'Oreal is highlighting here is that it also significantly improves the photostability of the coloring agents mixed in with it.
So it protects the color from the sun, too.
Exactly. It acts almost like a shield for the pigments within the formula, stopping them from breaking down or changing when exposed to light. It stabilizes them.
Whoa, okay, that is clever. Solving both problems with one molecule.
Pretty much. And the benefits for you, the user, are pretty clear. You get improved color stability, the shade stays truer for longer, the intensity doesn't fade as quickly.
Even if you're out in the sun.
Right. And at the same time, you're getting excellent sun protection because BEMT is doing its UV filtering job, contributing to a high SPF and UPF rating.
Nice.
And they don't stop there. L'Oreal also emphasizes in the patent that these compositions are designed to feel good.
Yeah.
Good spreadability, not sticky, pleasant texture.
The user experience matters.
Absolutely. Some formulations they describe could even be long wear, so the protection and the color last longer on your skin.
That's a big deal for makeup users.
Huge bonus. So yeah, it's not just adding one more ingredient. It feels like a shift. Before, maybe you had to trade off great SPF, but maybe the color wasn't perfect or vice versa.
Yeah.
This allows them to aim for both.
High performance and great aesthetics. Okay, that's a really elegant solution. So if BEMT is the star player, what else goes into these products? What other components make these formulas work?
Right. It's never just one ingredient. To make a usable cosmetic product, you need a whole system. For BEMT itself, they mention a pretty broad concentration range they can use.
Like how much?
The patent says anywhere from about 0.0001% up to 50% by weight, which is massive. But they say preferably it's more like 0.0005% to maybe 25%.
That's still a big range. Gives them flexibility.
Exactly. Allows for sheer tints or full coverage foundations, different levels of protection. Then, of course, you need the coloring agents themselves.
The things that give it the tint.
Yeah. Could be pigments like titanium dioxide or zinc oxide, which actually help a bit with UV protection too, or the iron oxides that create all those skin tone shades.
Okay.
Or they could use dyes like FD&C reds or yellows, maybe for brighter specific color effects.
And you mentioned BEMT is also a UV filter. Do they add other sunscreens too to really boost the SPF?
Oh, absolutely. The patent makes it clear they can, and likely do, include additional UV filters. They list a whole bunch of common ones.
Like the ones you see on labels?
Yeah, things like octylmethoxycinnamide, Homocell, and also some more advanced ones like Tinosorbes, Tinosorbem, Mexeril SX, Mexeril XL, names you might see on high SPF European or other international sunscreens.
So they layer the protection?
Right. It ensures really broad spectrum coverage. And there's a fascinating little detail in one of the claims. It talks about a color protection system, where the BEMT part is actually less than 10% by weight compared to these other UV filters.
What does that suggest?
Well, it could mean that while BEMT is a good UV filter, they might be using it primarily for its amazing color stabilizing ability in some formulas.
Ah, using its superpower, so to speak.
Kind of. And letting the other well-established UV filters handle the main load of sun absorption. It's a very targeted, synergistic strategy, using each piece for what it does best.
Clever formulation. Okay, so BEMT, coloring agents, other UV filters. What else goes into the mix? Just the base cream or lotion?
Yeah, you need all the supporting cast members to make it work as a cosmetic. Solvents, for example, to dissolve everything, get the right consistency. Things like octyldodecanol or decapryl carbonate are mentioned.
Okay.
You often need film-forming polymers, especially for that long wear aspect, to help the product adhere nicely to the skin.
Makes sense.
And then all the usual suspects. Emulsifiers to keep oils and water happy together, gelling agents for texture, preservatives so it doesn't go bad, maybe fragrances, sometimes nice extras like essential oils or vitamins.
So the whole package needs to work together.
Definitely. Texture, feel, stability over time, effectiveness. It all relies on balancing these different components.
And can these formulas be different types of products? Like, is it always a cream?
No, they show quite a bit of versatility. They mention emulsions, which covers your typical creams and lotions, oil and water, or water and oil. That's most foundations, tinted moisturizers.
Right.
But they also explicitly mention stick formulations. So think solid sunscreens, stick foundations, maybe concealers.
Oh, interesting. So this tech could show up in a stick product too.
Yeah, it gives them options across different popular formats.
Can you maybe make it more concrete? Like, walk us through one of the examples they give. You mentioned a tinted cream SPF 50. What's actually in it?
Sure. Example 1 is a good illustration. They list the ingredients in percentages. So you see alpha-hexylmethoxycinnamide, a common UVB filter, listed at a fair percentage, maybe around 7–8%.
Okay, a workhorse sunscreen.
Exactly. Then you see our star, bis-ethylhexyloxyphenol, methoxyphenyl, triazine BMT, at a lower amount, maybe around 1–3%.
Lower, but doing that crucial double job.
Precisely. And then for the color, you see iron oxides listed, which provide that tint, along with, of course, water, emulsifiers, emollients, preservatives, all the things needed to make it a stable, spreadable cream.
Okay, so you can really see the key pieces coming together there. The UV filters, the BMT, the color, and the base.
Yeah, it shows how they combine these specific actives within a suitable cosmetic base to get that desired result. High SPF, stable color. It's complex chemistry, making everyday products better.
Okay, this is where it really connects for you, our listener. All this patent talk, these chemical names. What does it actually mean for your daily routine, for the products you might buy?
Well, fundamentally, it means you can expect, or at least hope for, products that just perform better without those annoying trade-offs.
Like what?
Like getting a tinted moisturizer or a foundation with SPF that gives you genuinely strong sun protection. High SPF, good UVA protection, but doesn't compromise on how it looks on your skin.
So the color stays looking good.
Yeah, that's the other big part. No more, or at least less, worrying about your carefully chosen shade looking weird or faded after a few hours in the sun. The color should remain much more stable, truer to how it looked when you first applied it.
That sounds like a real improvement.
It is. It translates to better product longevity. The makeup or sunscreen you buy should maintain its appearance for longer, even with sun exposure. That means potentially less product waste.
Because it doesn't turn on you.
Right. And just more reliable, consistent results day in, day out. And look, this isn't just some abstract science experiment.
No, it's about making everyday products better.
Exactly. Pushing the boundaries of things we use all the time, making them more effective, nicer to use, and maybe even more reliable. It really brings up a question for you, doesn't it? When you're choosing a tinted SPF product, what's actually the most important thing to you? Is it getting the absolute highest SPF number possible? Is it finding that perfect color match? Or is it knowing that color is going to look just as good at 5 p.m. as it did at 8 a.m.?
That's a good question. Priorities might differ.
They likely do.
Well, this deep dive has certainly shed light on how a giant like L'Oreal is tackling that tricky balance, getting serious UV protection and making sure the color stays put in our skincare and makeup. It really highlights how much clever chemistry, like using BMT in this strategic way, goes into refining the products we often take for granted.
It really does. And, as the technology gets more sophisticated, even for something that seems as simple as a colored sunscreen, it becomes this intricate chemical balancing act. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much do we as consumers really grasp about how all these ingredients work together in the products we trust every day?
That synergy.
Exactly, the synergy. And thinking forward, what other doors could this kind of innovation open? Could we see even more personalized beauty products? Or maybe new ways to combine skincare benefits with, say, wellness aspects we haven't even considered yet?
Merging functions even further. Definitely something to think about next time you're smoothing on that SPF.